Welcome out to Scoresby Football Club, and we're here with the coach of the Scoresby Football Club, Scott Whyte, ahead of a very important clash this weekend. First week of the Division 1 Choose Tap Final Series. Scott Whyte, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Last couple of seasons for Scoresby, you've made a grand final. Unfortunately, the results haven't gone your way. What's required to take the next step in season 2012 coming into the finals?
Oh, look, obviously the boys, it's been a great effort by them the last couple of years to make that grand final. Obviously they fell a little bit short. I think for me, the main thing is, we continue that team style of play that we've had, in the regular season. I think on that bigger ground at Bayswater, our ability to put pressure on the opposition, as well as to be clean with it when we go forward, and making sure that we take our opportunities. So they're the things that we've been working on the track this week and all year, and the main thing is we need to bring it the next couple of weeks.
Do you subscribe to the theory of premiership windows? I mean, it's been open for Scoresby for a while now. Do you think there's a few more years left in the premiership window?
Oh, look, definitely for this group. When I got the job last year, that was one of the main things that attracted me to it, was the fact that it's a really young group. I think the average age is about 22. So, I mean, if you're looking at that premiership window, I guess you could say there is a few years there with that. I guess my main thing is to make sure that we win it this year. So I'm not looking beyond that at all. My main worry is this week and Vermont, and then going from there.
Given the last couple of seasons, is the pressure greater this season than it's been?
Well, I guess from my perspective, no, not really, because I haven't been here. So it hasn't been something that I've really talked about because I wasn't involved with it. Obviously, there's been some talk amongst the boys that, it's something that was their main goal for this year, as it should be for any team. So in terms of added pressure, no, not really. Not from my perspective anyway. So
amongst the boys, the last couple of seasons, their motivation's been drawn out mainly this season through those defeats?
Yeah, somewhat. I think, they're a proud group, and there's obviously a lot of quality players there, who expect a lot from their performances. So I think that's driven them more than the fact that they've lost the last couple of years. Obviously it's a little bit of a factor, but it won't be something that I'll be bringing up over the next few weeks because, this year is a new year and new opposition and things like that.
And speaking of opposition, this week you've got a very good side in Vermont. It's a side that you beat rather convincingly about a month back, so you take a lot of confidence going into this week.
Yeah, exactly right. I think it was 4 weeks ago now we played Vermont in their home ground, and we were lucky enough to have a really good win. I thought our pressure, as we talked about before, was fantastic and really shut down their midfield, and they're the type of team who really want to get it out nice and open and attack. So we're going to have to be 100% this week to be able to do that again, because I know they were hurting after that last game, and they'll be ready to fire up and go again, so we've got to be prepared. They've
got quality on every single line. I mean, they've got Mullet in the midfield, Carmody and players like Barry Murphy. Yep. What's the plan for those boys this weekend?
Obviously beat them would be that, but no, look, we spend a lot of time in terms of our forward scouting and opposition and our matchups and things like that, so we've spent a lot of time making sure that we've got those ready, and we're pretty confident that we have the personnel amongst our group to be able to blunt their ability on that big field out at Bayswater.
They've got a lot of very handy goal kickers in their side as well, but interesting stat that no side's kicked 100 points against Scoresby this season.
Yeah, well, I think they've come close. It's funny you say that. We were talking about that on Tuesday with our defence and things like that. Obviously, a lot of people have talked about our attacking weapons that we have and things like that, but I think our defence has probably been the unsung part of our success so far this year. And, yeah, I mean, we have kept every team 100 points, and, we'd be looking to continue that for the next few weeks.
And they say defences win premierships?
Definitely, I mean, that's what we're looking for. Defence leads into attack, and, if you've looked at the way we've played our football, especially over the last 6 weeks, that's been the cornerstone of our success.
Three of the more celebrated boys around the club this season has been the McConnells. It's been one of the great stories of the Eastern Football League. How have those boys been tracking coming into the finals?
Oh, look, Callum McConnell played a couple of games, which was fantastic. He came up from the Colts this year. He's one of the guys in the mix for this week, but I think Kirby's just been Kirby McConnell. I think last couple of years he's played forward line, and he's been that attacking goal sneak. I've pushed him up into the midfield this year, and he's been fantastic. And I think Wade McConnell's probably been the find of the year from our perspective. Started the year as a midfielder, and then went down back probably round 6, and he's been an absolute revelation. And he'd be top 5 in our best and fairest at the moment. So it's great to have those three boys together. And they love playing in the same team.
Do you feel that players are peaking at the right time of the season?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think from talking, guys about the last couple of years, and you brought that up. One thing they said about Scoresby was they really came out of the blocks early, and they found it hard to keep that momentum as the season went on. I think if you look at our results and the way we've gone about it, we've definitely been tracking upwards, and I think our best is still yet to come. And I've said that to the boys as well, that we haven't put together 4 perfect quarters of football, as I'll put it. So that's really pleasing from my perspective. Yeah.
One of the great things about Division 1 this season's been the evenness of it, and those teams in the top echelon, anyone can win it. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, it has been a very close year, and I mean, that's the thing where there probably hasn't been that standout, and I guess if you look at the last couple of years, you'd probably say Noble Park was that team. What it does do on any given Saturday, it gives everybody that chance that they think they're going to win, and no doubt that's going to be the same with this final series. So, we're one of those 5 teams, and, we're hoping to put our best foot forward, and if we believe we do that, we'll go pretty close to it.
It's been spoken about much during the week that Vermont are a really experienced finals side. Through the late 90s, they were probably the benchmark of the competition, and all through the 2000s, winning all those premierships. Has that been spoken about much through the week?
Not really. No, as I said before, being my first year here, and it's probably an advantage from that perspective that I haven't grown up around here, and knowing the juggernaut that Vermont is and was, and been involved with that. I think for me, what dictates for us is the way we go about it. It's not so much about the opposition. So, I've spent a lot more time about our mindset and how we go about it.
Scott Whyte, thank you very much for joining us, and all the best this weekend and for the rest of the Choose Tap Division 1 finals.
No worries, Daniel. Thank you.
Out at the Scoresby Recreation Reserve this evening, watching the Scoresby boys go about their training ahead of their big match this weekend against Vermont. I've got the captain of the Scoresby Football Club with us, Adam Parker. A huge game this weekend for the boys, Adam.
Yeah, big game. Obviously, finals football, what the season's about, so looking forward to it.
And a man that's taken a bit of the EFL by storm this year, given a few opportunities that you haven't had over the past few years. It's really good to have you join us this afternoon, Benny Bronsgeest.
Yeah, no worries, fellas. Good to be.
Now, Adam, the team has made it to the big dance in September the last couple of seasons. Haven't gone all the way. Is there a different feeling around the playing group this year coming into the final series?
Oh, I don't think so. I think the feeling's pretty similar. Obviously, finals football, it's really exciting. Obviously, the last day we fell short the last 2 years. So, but we're just looking forward to this week. So hopefully we can get up over Vermont this weekend.
Now, Ben, a lot of people around the EFL are labelling the Scoresby side as premiership favourites going into the final series, and you've copped a bit of attention yourself coming into the series that you probably haven't been used to over the past few years. How's the club and yourself coping with that, and how are you feeling coming into a final series?
Yeah, I think most of the boys are feeling pretty well. As premiership favourites, we just go week by week, as a cliche, and take it every week at a time. We've had a few losses this year. We've rebounded with a few good streaky wins, so it's good to be in finals, and it's a good time of the year.
Now, Adam, other than the man standing beside us, who's likely to be the X factor for the Scoresby on the weekend?
Yeah, he's X factor. I think our team's pretty even across the board, so that's what's been held us in good stead lately. So hopefully just a good team performance can get us over the line.
Now, you came up against Vermont 4 weeks ago, huge game out there at the Vermont Recreation Reserve. I think you kicked a few that day as well, Benny, and there was a bit of action after the game, a little bit of mention on Twitter that you thought you probably should have been named the best and probably could have taken that toolbox away from Adam that he got given on the afternoon. But what did the actual side take out of that win against Vermont that afternoon?
Yeah, that Twitter stuff was just a bit of fun. But yeah, we really took out that we can match it with Vermont because they were in real hot form. I think they'd won 8 or so in a row or whatever. They're the informed team of the comp, so we really took it to them. We with our pressure and all that, so just showed us all that gave us confidence and that we can play with everyone. And when we work as a team, it really shows that we can go all the way.
Now, Scoresby have a fantastic record this year against teams that are currently sitting in that top 5 and will play finals. And you're the only team in Division 1 that haven't actually conceded 100 points to any other team in a game. But this weekend you come up against a Vermont side that have kicked 100 points more than anybody else this year. Is that going to be the key to the game, restricting their scoring and putting a big enough score on the board yourselves?
Oh, no doubt. They've got a super team. So they've got some unbelievable players floating around there. So they're going to be hard to stop, but that's what we've been doing well. So hopefully our team performance can get us over the line and reduce their score and hopefully get a few ourselves.
Yeah, their midfield is one of their strengths. Obviously, you're the head of the midfield down here at the Scoresby Football Club, and you lead by example as captaining this footy club, but you're coming up against a champion player, a previous Chandler medalist in Ryan Mullett this weekend. Are you looking forward to the battle of going head-to-head with Ryan?
Oh, no doubt. I'm not sure if it'll be head-to-head. We'll see how it pans out. But obviously, he's a great player, and he's been a great player in the competition for a long time. So, but there's other names in there as well. It's not just it's just not a one-man side. So they've got Robbie Ross. They've got a few other quality midfielders that we're going to have to put a bit of time into. But hopefully, we can work together as one group in there and get over the line.
And as a forward, Ben, it must be really pleasing having guys like Adam, guys like David Marcius, Sean Cross, Brenton Legg, being able to hit you in the forward line. Their delivery's been absolutely superb this year.
Yeah, it helps with all the good midfielders we got down here. We got a bunch of them. There's still probably a few that play off the half-back that could easily go in the mid, so we got pretty well depth. And it's good being a forward, getting those boys kicking it to us.
Well, boys, it's going to be a huge game this weekend. We're going to be calling it for the radio game. There's going to be a lot of media attention out of it. There's going to be a huge crowd out there at the Bayswater Oval. Good luck for the weekend, and we'll be looking forward to seeing a ripper game from both of you.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, boys.